Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tea with TPS, informal conversations with distinguished people in different fields. Today, our distinguished guest is R. Chandra Mohan Nair, a marine engineer most of his life and now a prosperous businessman. There are several professions in the world which are away from the limelight. But that does not mean that they do not serve a major purpose in our society. Marine engineering is one of those professions where the people who are devoted, dedicated to this profession are not seen by us. In fact, the image about them is also a little bit distorted. People think that they are happy-go-lucky mariners with girlfriends at every port, enjoying themselves, bringing back a lot of money, etc. That part is well known. But the other part is hard work, innovation, creativity, and sheer tolerance, and also the ability to live away from families, and also going by a ship, they say, is similar to imprisonment with the fear of drowning. That is what they say is the danger in marine life. So here we have someone who has experienced all this several years, reached the pinnacle of his career, and then he did not retire. He went into business and today is a prosperous man. So let us hear from him. Welcome, Chandra Mohan.
Hello, Ambassador TP Sreenivasan. Thank you for inviting me to this show. It's a very, very good show. I've been watching Tea with TPS, and I am so grateful that you invited me to this show today.
Good.
And okay, tell me.
No, you took some very good decisions in your life. You chose your brother-in-law very carefully, which happens to be me. So maybe that is one choice you made. Then you chose your father-in-law even more carefully. And therefore, two major decisions that you took in life must have contributed to your success. But tell us about your days in the engineering college in Thiruvananthapuram. What was life like?
Okay, wow. See, I don't know, I am born and brought up in Trivandrum, and before it changed to Thiruvananthapuram, and I studied in Model High School and then intermediate college, and then got into engineering college. I did mechanical engineering.
But those days, getting into the engineering college was very tough, not like these days, right? How many engineering seats were there in Kerala at that time? Very few must have been.
Absolutely. Getting into the college itself was difficult. And before I got into the college, I joined Marivani's college for physics BSc because I didn't want to waste it, because I don't know whether I will get into engineering or not. It took some time. Then I should say, I had the privilege, or I had the fortunate of the Mr. Sreenivasan that time came to my class and took one class for 1 hour, I remember that. You came and took a
I
class.
I didn't know you were my disciple also.
Talking to us. And I was so thrilled that somebody, not you are not like other lecturers, it was so nice and so good. Even that time I knew that you will go places, okay? Maybe that is why when you got married to my sister, I was so thrilled. Okay. now listeners, they know that you are my brother-in-law. Okay.
Yes, very mutual. But this is not nepotism. I didn't choose you because of you are my brother-in-law, but because you have achievements which people should know about. As I said earlier, this is not a profession which people see and appreciate. They enjoy the benefits of it, but very often the heroes in this field are not recognized. So that is why. So tell us about the college life. Even today, the Trivandrum Engineering College is one of the best in Kerala, maybe one of the best in India as a whole, because that college has maintained its quality and professionalism, etc. Was that so at that time also? At that time, perhaps there was only one engineering college in Chennai.
Absolutely. There is only one here and I think one in Calicut or somewhere, Chur and Calicut. In the university itself, we had only one or two colleges, and getting into the engineering college was so tough. And of course, we passed out with a fairly good mark. But during the college time, I really enjoyed the college because I used to play shuttlecock and I used to be in the music group and playing drums and all the other percussions and you know, when the college there will be a lot of strikes happening, you know, so many things. And I used to be there, but not in front, always at the behind, you know. So I was never caught for any of these issues. I really enjoyed this.
I know that many of your friends from those days still remember you. They always, remember
Yes,
the
yes,
good
yes.
days.
Now, when you talk about it, after now I live in Chennai, and here about 20 years back, I formed an alumni group. You know, not from my batch 71 alone. There are some juniors also. We have got 11 people. We started 20 years back. We have been meeting every second Saturday, every second Saturday for 20 years. That itself is a what you call a record. I don't know anybody will meet like that. And I would like to during this time take some of my friends who have been with me for 20 years, if you allow me. That is, we started with Radhakrishnan, P.N. Kumar, Ravi Nair, Panikar, Varma, Thomas, and Murali, two Muralis, and Vernu, and Hari. All these people are in a very, very high position in Chennai or in Delhi now. You know, they're all head of their companies, you know. So, and we don't have any problem. We kept for 20 years. Okay. So after the engineering.
20 years you met online or what? Online was not so common at that.
No.
Physically,
Those days,
every week.
no. Those days we could meet in the club. You know, some of the everybody has got a member, and everybody is a member of some club. So we used to meet in the clubs. You know, and we kept it 11. A lot of people want to join because more than 11 it becomes a crowd. Then we cannot be sitting around the table. You know, maybe that's why we are still meeting. During COVID, of course, you know, we had to be online or something, but now again started with the normal meeting personally and all that. All right. But
how did you choose mechanical engineering?
That's right. Mechanical 71 batch.
But why mechanical engineering? There was a choice, computers, electronics, and mechanical. Was there any particular reason?
No, I should tell you that from small, I wanted to be an engineer. And that engineering is basically a mechanical engineering for me, you know, repairing of cycles and all I used to do during my younger days, you know. And
so you were fascinated by machines.
Machines, and mainly because of my father was with Maricar Motors, Raman Nair. So every time when I am in you know, in the car and I used to see the engines and all that, so it was fascinating. I wanted to become an mechanical engineer. Then
when did you shift to marine engineering? That was not in Trivandrum.
Not like that. One of my friend a senior guy who came on leave from shipping just after me passed out, and you know we used to be hanging around in coffee house. You know, in Trivandrum, the coffee house is an adda for all of us. So after passing out, I was just waiting for my job and all that. This person came and told me he's from shipping. You know, one Mr. Shashi. See, he's already 2 years in the ship. He said, "Why don't you apply?" Otherwise, I didn't have any idea of shipping. I don't know because in Trivandrum nobody talks about marine engineering and all that. Nobody knew. So he said, "Why don't you apply?" And he gave me the shipping corporation address. I applied. They called me for interview. I went and did interview very well, and I got selected. Then this issue is that my father got a letter. That is appointment letter. And appointment letter starting is what? No, please, what is it called? We want to tell you that your son is going to a very, very difficult place, a dirty place, and it is what you call, he may not survive. I mean, more than 1 or 2 months, you know. So think about before you send him to the marine, what you call marine. Appointment letter saying that don't send him if possible. Huh? Because they no, what is happening that the students, boys used to join marine engineering without knowing the hardship of ship engine room. So hot, it is hotter than the Dubai, during summer. No, it is much hotter, and we have got so much of sound. Dubai doesn't have sound. This is engine room is too much of a sound. To an extent, I am hard of hearing sometimes on my.
That's a legacy of the engine room.
It is all a byproduct of my being in the engine room. So, what I should say that I was a daring person during my school days and college days. I used to go for hunting, I used to go for flying, whatever is that I want to do. Then I wanted to go with the marine engineering. My father said, please don't go. By seeing all this, father and mother said, please don't go. We will find a job for you or join in his business. Okay. I said, no, I am going because I want to be there. The life shipping and going to different places and all this, And like what you said, something also maybe in my mind, for ship is what is there.
No, but our viewers will be very interested as to whether there are opportunities for marine engineering at this time. What is your assessment? A young person wanting to be a shippy or a marine engineer, are there prospects? Is it more prospects now than when you were there? And at the comforts level, have they improved? And these are things that young people would like to know.
Absolutely. When I was there, not many shipping companies are there. Life was difficult. This one, that. Nowadays, ships are big and latest ships are there, and they, it is a better life. Okay, and
engine rooms are now air conditioned.
Engine room, yes. When I joined, there was no control room. Okay, there's no control room. Control room is also open. That means 4 hours you have to be inside the engine room like an oven with a sound. But after towards the end of my career, we had control room is coming. So you can get into the control room. It's
the control panel which you can
soundproof air condition. At least that time, be there for some time and then you can go maybe, or in turns or whatever it is. So ships have become very, very much better now.
Is it only the foreign ships or even shipping corporation?
No, even shipping corporation ships, we used to have very, very big, very good ships, of the name is Vishwa Karuna and Vishwa Kirti and all that. You remember? Which my mother put it for the houses, Vishwa Karuna, Vishwa Kirti, one of these. So these are all actually nowadays it's very good. Ship life is not that bad. Of course, you have to work and everything is a marine engineer. But being a marine engineer, then the deck person can go up to the captain. Marine engineer can become only up to the chief engineer. But chances of going to the shore is more. In the shore life, that he can become a superintendent. That is engineer superintendent than the deck people. You or even marine engineer, chief engineer for 1 or 2 years, you can join any hotels, you can join any hospitals, wherever so many things are there, compressors and lifts and this and that. You are trained for everything. Marine engineer is trained for A to Z. You can handle anything, right? That is why after marine engineer, in between chief engineer, I could join the oil rig, and I survived. And not only survived, I did very well. And I was taken by the biggest oil company in the world called Schlumberger. You must have heard the biggest company. They took me and made me chief engineer also. That's very rare. No Asian has done it. That is all. You work hard, you get rewarded. That's what it is.
Well, what exactly is the role of the chief engineer? Because the captain is not the one who runs the ship, right? Who is equivalent to a flight pilot in the ship?
No.
So the pilot controls the engine, but the captain does not control the engine, right?
Ship captain, no.
That means the technical aspects are all under the control of the chief engineer. So exactly. The heart and soul of the ship. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like a car, if you take driver is the captain. He will drive, And of course, chief engineer is actually a person or the engine inside the boot. You're in front of the car. You have got engine, and that is chief engineer. In the hard ship.
Captain has no control over the movement of the ship. I mean, he doesn't handle the movement.
Yes. No.
He doesn't.
What happened? No. There's one thing is that captain gives the order. You can say order. Say I want speed. Okay. I want half a head means 10 knots or something. We have to give. If we
But
fight
does he have a control, or he has to just convey to you?
only conveying, we have to get it done. We have to make sure engine starts and go at certain speed so that he can navigate. No, that's a word. He can navigate properly. So all the
Navigation is done by the captain. I'm trying to understand. Navigation is done by the captain. What you do is to provide the engine power. Is that right?
Complete. Without chief engineer, engine room, captain and the deck crew is zero. They can't do anything.
But what does the deck crew do? Are they doing administration or arrangement of equipment, load? Are these the things that they do?
Yes.
People.
When you are sailing, navigation is by the deck officers. Navigation, like captain, chief officer, second officer, and all that. And you have got deck crew is there. Then when you reach a port, their job is to see the cargo being loaded and cargo loading and unloading is all by the chief officer and the deck people.
At that time, you don't have a big job at that time. You don't have.
We don't have a job like them on deck, but we have to make sure the deck machinery is working well. There also we have to make sure that one, and we do the maintenance of the engine in the engine room during that time.
No, but it is less strenuous than when it is moving.
Less strenuous. Yes.
Well, I remember visiting you in Norfolk.
Yes.
You had quite enough leisure at that time. You're not so preoccupied. But if the ship was moving, perhaps you would be more preoccupied than you were when the ship is on the port.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you started with the Shipping Corporation of India, I know. And then you moved on to international shipping.
Correct.
So what was the difference? Were we advanced enough? Or do you think in shipping industry in India at that time was not very well progressed? And so when you moved on to a foreign ship, did you find the situation better in terms of comforts, in terms of salary, etc.? And that is why people move from shipping corporation to others, isn't it?
Absolutely. Mainly because of the salary. Shipping corporation salary is like a government job in Kerala. Somebody is getting a government salary. Then they moved out to the Dubai, maybe doing similar job, but you get 3 times, 4 times, and no tax. No tax, because we are all duty-free stuff we get, and no tax, of course. So you have to be away for 6 months and all that. Those days we used to be away for 1 year. So, and one plus point is that we could carry family. When ship is good, we can take wife and children. I have carried my wife.
In shipping corporation, is it? Shipping corporation used to allow families.
Not only shipping, even foreign companies. From Shipagam, I joined in the Singapore company. Right. I could carry my wife. Yeah, it's all problem. And some of the companies have got excellent ships. The excellent ship is basically what I look at is that fairly new ship. So we don't have much problems in the ship, All right. Or really old ship, like 22-year-old. It is really run and it runs like a sewing machine. I always say when I join a ship, I make sure all the things, parts are all made, maintenance and everything. Another main issue for us is that you should understand when I join a ship machinery is new for me, and the people, engineers are all new. I don't know them. I don't know their capability. Some of them are so many nationalities, Burmese and Filipinos and Indonesians and all that. So, but I have to find what is good in them and make them work and come out of it. That is what a problem for us. And it's only a matter of 6 to 8 months by the time we go. Or in between, my juniors also will go in between. They will also be transferred or they go and leave. So we get used to machinery and the people, People management is a very, very big thing in the shipping. Now, you have to get used to your own juniors, have to get used to them, make them work without any problem. These foreign workers, engineers, if you tell them something else, may take the knife, Hey, chief, why you are talking to me like that? All these issues are there. So
And
we have to be
lower level engineering workers, etc. They won't have families, right? Only the senior people used to have families.
What is that?
Families. They could also bring families. The junior engineers and so on.
No. Only chief engineer, chief officer.
Okay.
And captain, chief officer, chief engineer, second engineer, captain, chief officer. This is the equal rank, mostly equal rank for both sides.
So,
Only those people are
till you
allowed.
became a second engineer, you could not take a family, right? You start off as a fifth engineer, right?
Fifth engineer, fourth engineer. But we no. Below that, company is not allowing because there is a number of people on board the ship possible to carry, number of people, and there can be supernumerary, they call wives. You can have one or two wives because of the lifeboat capacity is one issue. Lifeboat capacity, So say they allow only one or two people, sometimes four people, big ship and all the four people. And the cabin is required, no junior. Lower you go, you don't have a like a suite and all that, Chief engineer, captain will have a suite and all that, day room, living room, day room, and a bedroom and an office room. It's like a flat, But when you go down below, you will have only one room. So you can't carry. That's a
And so the managing an international crew was a challenge because there were so many. But in the shipping corporation, all of them were Indians, right? Or they were also hiring other people. Was shipping corporation also hiring people from other countries?
I don't think so. They had all Indians. Even then foreign companies. I went to what you call Singapore PIL, Pacific International Lines. What I have seen that the cooks, we are worried about our food. Shipping corporation food is all good because all Indians, Goans and all the cooking, maybe South Indians. But when I went to the first time in the what you call Pacific International Lines, Chinese cooks. The Chinese cook doesn't make like Indian Chinese. We go to Chinese restaurant. No, it is like you can't eat. So bad. And I'll tell you this story. The ship was in the anchorage. Then we have to come by boat. Inner anchorage by boat to the Singapore. Then I was getting into the boat and going. First time or second time, So I saw one fellow coming. So I asked him, "Who are you in the ship? You are from that ship." He said, "Yeah, I'm the chief cook." I said, "Why are you going to this one? You should be there." No. He said, "Food there is very bad, chief." He asked him. He is the chief cook. He said, "Food is very bad, so I am going out to eat."
He is the chef who is saying that.
He is the chef who is saying, "I can't eat the food in the ship, okay?"
Okay.
So these are all things.
No, as an engineer, apart from maintaining the ship and running it, what kind of innovation you were able to bring into your profession?
Innovation.
In terms of, say, saving of fuel, in terms of developing new machinery, in terms of advancing technology. Did you have any kind of experience like that?
No, I am sorry. I am not that extremely intelligent to do all this. But what I have been doing that any machinery getting repaired, it stop working. Even if its spare part is not there, I make the spare parts. I make it and make it working. Okay. Like I say, there's a saying in English called, if you've got a problem, what you do is you beg, borrow, steal. Isn't it?
Right.
That's a saying. What that means? Some or other you make it working, maybe. Beg, borrow, steal. I have added another one called manufacture. So my statement says beg, borrow, steal, and manufacture was not
Or
there.
manufacture.
I don't know who was.
Or manufacture. Big.
Or
Right.
One of them. So manufacturing is the ultimate. Nothing is beg, borrow, steal. Is even stealing. You should be there. Spare parts is required. No, which I did in the marine life and in the oil rig. You know, when I was there in the oil rig, I told you, I was there only as number two. They never took me as number one, even though I had experience in oil rig in Indian, what you call ONGC. They took me only as number two because Slumberji will have only whites will have only chief engineer. But they made me chief engineer because I did something innovative, like what you said. Out of the world, I did it. How I did it, I never did it before. I used to make things there, make it working. 100%. That then only they knew that there is somebody. Otherwise, they used to look at like oh my God, he has come, brown guy from India has come. He doesn't know anything. That's what they look at because we don't know anything about the oil rig. Shipping we know. We all know in and out of shipping because of 15, 20 years. But oil rig, I had only 2 years experience or chief engineer. I got a chance. But then when I did 1, 2, 3, then they realized they treated me equal at par. They will do that. Once they will respect you only if they know we do better than them. So, like what you said, I
And
have
you became a rig chief engineer, is that it? You moved into a new kind of profession, which is not running a ship, but actually dredging and various exploratory work. Is that true?
no,
What,
it is not dredging.
what does the drilling engineer do?
It is a drill ship. Drill ship in sense. Maybe do you have the pictures? That I send in the sketches
Yeah,
and all?
yes, you will show. Mm.
Okay. What I'm trying to say, when I joined the drill ship, it is like a ship. It will be like a normal ship, but in the center it has got a tower. This tower will be, should tell you, it is as tall as our, that tower, TV tower.
Cooking tower.
Tower for 100, 200 feet, TV towers. Similar tower is there. In the center, there is a pipe go into the sea. In the center is an open space. It goes to the sea, go and touch the seabed, and all this time it is rotating, and it rotates and go down. Drilling. That's called drilling. Normally, any drilling machinery, it drills,
It
drills,
is
drills.
drilling for oil. That's what you mean.
Yes,
Always for
drill,
oil,
and
nothing else. Oil is
then
only one that they drill for, right?
correct.
And once you hit the oil, what do? You continue to pump
No,
it
no, no.
around.
If you hit the oil, that called oil water, oil. So some name is there. It is a collection of the oil below that one. Once it hits, we will all be told that time. We will be wearing life jackets and only going for work or sleeping. You know why? Once it hits, it's a huge pressurized oil.
Oil will gush forth.
It will just can't come up. Before that, they have to put a sealing, what some valve is there to put and seal it. If you don't do that, it can gush so much. I think some people we all have seen, in the TVs and all that, or in the Kuwait war and all that, oil was gushing out, isn't it? And fire. Then once it comes out, it will catch fire. Gas and oil. So dangerous.
You have to contain it and pump it out. That's it.
Yes, containing it by huge valves. They bring already. They must be keeping it. They know that it will happen in a day or two. They bring down big valves, which has
And
got
then what happens to the oil? It goes into a storage in the ship itself, or it is pumped onto the ground.
Now, once drill ship has found the oil, then they will seal it with the what you call valve and all those. A huge valve. There's a company for doing all this. Once it is done, it is sealed. We move out. We move to the next location. Then there's a platform will come. There's a oil platform will come on the place. They will have their own gadgets to go into that, and they will remove, open the valve and take the oil to the other facility to storing facility. Like there are ships, tankers will be there to store, or pipeline will be there to take it to the shore.
But the oil rigs, then, in other words, is basically an exploratory work. You just find the oil and then you leave it to stationary vehicles to do it. Is that it?
Exactly. Exactly.
And then you move on to another location.
Exactly.
And how far do you go into the sea?
No, you go into no, depending upon what is the seabed, what is the depth of the seabed. They go to 2-3 miles. You can drill. That means it's like a open sea. Open sea.
No,
And
but of course there are all these restrictions. You can operate only within your economic zone. The sea is all, there are so many laws regarding the sea. So first you identify the places where you can safely drill, and then you move on to another place. And I don't know whether this law of the sea was effective when you joined. It's only in the 80s, 81, 82, that the law of the sea was passed in the United Nations. Okay. And after that, all these resources under the sea are regulated by a seabed authority.
Okay.
Are you aware of that?
I heard that. Only after that, we the ONGC and everything, it's all come up and start drilling only after that, because regulatory authorities come into the picture. You can't drill anywhere where you want.
Yeah, earlier it was a little bit easier. But after the seabed authority came, there are some restrictions, and it is all determined. You have to be allocated the space, and it's not only oil, even for seabed mining. I don't know if you are familiar with that.
Right.
There are nodules under the seabed which are very rich in minerals and others. But your ship was not involved in that, right? You are only involved in oil.
Only oil drilling, only to find oil. Okay, exploration. That's what it's called. And my last company was Schlumberger, and that was the biggest oil drilling company in the world that time. And I was in.
Did they operate? Did they operate in German areas or how?
All over the world.
So they will probably take a contract from another country and drill there. Is that the idea?
Absolutely.
So that means you don't work only in one particular area. Whoever asks that ship to come, you go there, drill it, and hand it to the platform and move on to another contract. Is that how it is?
Absolutely. These are all $1,000,000.
Most of us don't know how this works. That's why I'm asking.
$1,000,000 business. Even we have got ONGC has got drill ships and everything, jackups, and it's called jack. See, there are three types of drill ships, drilling vessels. One is called drill ship. It is like a ship which can be kept somewhere and drill it. You know what somewhere means? Ship will be moving. Even if stop. So you have got anchors, 8 anchors, so that it can be put in one place. And you should understand that ship has got a hole in the center. It's called moon pool. There only the pipe is going down. So when it is going down and if the ship is moving, the pipe can break and so much of problem. So everything has to be controlled, everything has to be precise, and we have got about 200-300 people working in the oil rig. That is 24 hours, 12 hours shift for everybody. Even I used to work for 12 hours, then 12 hours sleep. Again 12 hours working, 12 hours gone.
And also you get long holidays, don't they? Because if you are working on a drill, you get long holidays, 2-3 months in between, don't you?
That is in the ship. If I'm normal ship, I can take 3-4 months of holiday. For sailing in the ship will be about 6 months to 1 year maybe. Then I can take 3-4 months holiday. But here, 28 days working and 28 days off. Simple. Because they don't want you to work more than 28 days because you cannot work more than 28 days. You will be exhausted.
So you think the work on the drill was more cumbersome, more difficult than in the machine room?
More difficult. Absolutely. Shipping, marine engineering, marine shipping, some ships are so bad, we have to work and make it proper and all that. But this is about at least 10 times more tougher. 10 times. Because as a chief engineer, I have to work for 12 hours minimum. Then assistant chief engineer, somebody will come and take over. Then I will have to write office, notes and send it to Houston. Every day, at least 2, 3, 4 hours I have to work for the paperwork. You know what they're asking? I tell you the difference. Ship left, when there's a breakdown, we say it is 2 hours, 20 minutes, suppose. 2.5 hours, we say. But in the oil rig, the same type of breakdown, I should write 2 hours, 20 minutes, 30 seconds. All the seconds are also added. Yeah. That means every second is about $10,000 or $20,000 what company is losing if something is not there, So that way you have to be more efficient. No way you can't be doing this and that and all. Chip is little bit of you can take it easy as a chief
So
engineer.
is there an age limit up to which you can work in the ship? What age do you retire?
Yeah, ship you can work. I think it's about a chief engineers you can work only about 60. All right, and that too, if you are continuing in the ship for last 4 5 years, then you can work for 1 or 2 months, 1 or 2 years. But otherwise, 60 is the cutoff. And I think as a marine engineer in the engine room, you cannot work more than 60. And if I have been working, no, you will be gone. So captain, chief officer, captain can work, because it's a little bit of easy way, it's not so tough. Captain.
Then what is the excitement? Traveling, seeing new countries. Was that an exciting thing to do?
New countries, new people, new friends. I got a lot of friends in the world whom I met in that country when I went there and said hello. And I got friends even now in US and Europe and Singapore. Because
So
I'm a people
you have virtually seen the whole world. Is there any country which you have not been?
Absolutely. Yeah. Even I should tell you, because you are a diplomat and you know that China, nobody used to go. Nobody could go to China those days, 70s and 80s and all. The China was not open to anybody. Only diplomats can go there, right? India mission. But we could go there because our ships are allowed to go because Indian what do you call
You
Singapore ship?
also have concessions regarding visas and passports and so on.
Absolutely no. Any country we go, immigration will come and give us visa and all this, we can go out. Even China used to go there when there was no Indian could go. In China, that was something, it is, I could go and see all the Chinese, Great Wall and this and that.
So you were privileged in that way because of your profession. Other than people who go for pleasure, you probably had an advantage over the others because it's part of your work and then you get holiday and so you are able to get to know people and enjoy the place. So that may have been a satisfaction. But how about being on the sea, open sea for days together? Is that exciting?
Now you won't believe. Okay, it is exciting for some time, but you get scared sometime because sea becomes so rough in sense. The typhoon and cyclone and all coming to the land. Before that, it is.
Before the engines were invented, people with boats with sails used to go around the world.
Yes. I don't know how they used to. Only
I'm not very impressed when you say that, but
they
you
only see the stars.
But Columbus did not even have an engine. He was depending on the sea, on the.
No. The navigation, they got a instrument called sextant and all that. With that one you can see the direction and all. Those people are only looking at the stars and moon and sun. They go. They are the real sailors. They are the real. I think for them there's no marine engineer. No.
Now with all these
marine
computers and
engineer.
satellites, it must have become even easier because now everybody is being watched, and so there is no excitement perhaps anymore. The kind of excitement. You know that Christopher Columbus landed in America thinking it was India.
Yeah.
You know that story. So these things it cannot happen because it has all been completely surveyed and satellites are able to show you where you go, etc. Okay, anything more you want to say about your shipping career before we move on to your present career?
No, shipping, in the shipping, what you said about excitement, everything is there, but I have seen really tough life. I have seen the death, I can see. Maybe sometimes I see that cyclone is there, cyclones are all starting in the sea mostly, okay? From there only depression will start, then it will turn into a cyclone. By the time it reaches the land, it becomes a huge cyclone and that it hits the land, okay? But In the sea, you have got depression. When you depression means now you have got gadgets and everything is there. So we see that there's a depression that can be develop into a cyclone. We move out because we can see that it's, the vortex is about 5, 6 or 10, 15, 20 or 200 kilometers. We try to move out. By mistake, we have to go into that. Then it becomes very calm. That is the eye of the, you call it eye of the storm, similar ones. So it is like that about 20 kilometers, 50 kilometers, it will be so calm. But pressure is very low.
But you didn't get involved in any accident throughout your career.
No, not the accident. Like I had to leave the
Ship.
I had to leave the ship, abandon the ship. That's the word. If everybody has to abandon the ship, and they always say, olden days, captain will stay back on board and all that. Nowadays, I don't think it's not there. He will also get out.
You are fortunate. You are lucky enough to have completed your service and
yes,
came out one piece.
Without, yes. But I have seen waves where ship is to go into the wave and coming out. That is so scary because ship can break into two. If cargo is not put properly or cargo moves, ship can break or ship can tilt. Port or starboard side it goes and slowly it will capsize.
So I said imprisonment with the additional risk of being drowned. That's what they say about ships. But people go, and the shipping is an industry, and it is an entertainment industry. Everything goes.
Money is good, but imprisonment because you are seeing only the same faces for 6 months.
Yes.
Or long trip. Otherwise, in port you can go. Otherwise, you will have to be and you have to control your temper and your liking. You have to live with them. In land, you can choose your friends. Okay, one friend is not there, you can go out and have drink with another friend. But here, you have to be with these officers. That's only 6 to 8 people. You understand? That is one thing you have to, like imprisonment. I used to say highly paid jail for about 6 months. But doesn't matter. You should be able to do it. I never had any problem with any of the officers, any of the captains. No, when you become chief engineer, senior chief engineer, that is saying there will be a problem with the captain because you are senior and you get a junior captain. He tried to push his way out because he is a captain. And senior chief engineer will say that, who the hell are you? You are much junior to me in the service. I want.
That happens in every service, so that's nothing.
Happens in every service, right?
All right. Yes, every service it happens. Between number one and number two, there is always difficulties, and particularly if they belong to different backgrounds. Okay, but you had this good fortune to be in M.S. Vishwanathan's family. What is your experience of that? The glory and factor of a man who ruled the music life in not only in Tamil Nadu, all of Kerala. What was that experience? Did you pick up some music? You already were interested.
I should say all over the world, wherever Tamils are there, basically. Any Tamilian I meet above 40 or something, when I say M.S. Vishwanathan, or somebody will tell, oh, you know him, he's M.S. Vishwanathan's son-in-law, because that friend gets excited for saying that, those days in Singapore and all that. But what happened was, I was trying to go back to the ship after my leave was over and everything. We have got examinations every 2-3 years, okay? Yes. Second class and first class, and also I passed first class with a good mark or first time and all that. So my mother also looked for some girls and nothing happened. I want to go back to the ship. When I was trying to go back, I always record music in that small, what you call, cassette. Right? That cassette, I remember the cassette player. Those days, hardly anybody has got cassette players, because that was sent by you only from Japan, I think. that cassette player, my mother brought it and all that, She came from Japan. So I had the cassette play. I was recording M.S. Vishwanathan songs along with the what you call Vayalar, Devarajan, Malayalam also, and Hindi also. But this one I wanted to record MSV songs because I knew the MSV songs during school day, college days and all that. I knew, not many Malayalis know about Tamil songs those days, isn't it?
Yes, a lot of Tamil movies were there in Kerala that time.
Yeah,
Not enough Malayalam movies. Hindi movies also were very popular in Kerala. Now you don't see Hindi movies in Kerala at all.
So what happened? I was supposed to fly to Bombay to join a ship next day or the day after. When I came back home with this music in my hand, cassettes, because 1 week, 1 year ago, I want to have. So my mother said, whose alliance came for you? I said, who? I was not interested. He said, MS Viswanathan daughter. I said, what? Because coincidence that I was I was a fan of him. So I said, okay, good. So maybe that is the destiny.
So it all worked very well. But why did you go into the music industry?
Why?
Why you did not go into the music industry? Everything was ready for you at that time. When you came back.
Industry, I didn't want to go because, this film world, I didn't want to go. Lucky for that. Film is a thing. When it's music, then I will start producing a film, which is very easy because MSVs and film world in Madras and all that, But that has got negative thing I have seen. I've seen myself, people lose all their money. Okay. One movie, second movie, third movie, flop, finished. They cannot get up also. So lucky I didn't do it. Okay. Otherwise, all my savings which I put maybe in the other industry and all that would have been finished off. Thank
The
God for that.
alternate that you found was in the beauty industry. Obviously, thanks to your wife, who is a expert.
She wanted, how it started when I was in Singapore when she was there for 6 months. She came there, being with me and all that. She wanted to learn this beautician course, for self beauty, some course and all that. So we said, okay, go ahead, and she did the course, and she wanted to start a beauty salon, and I allowed it. Or otherwise, also anyway, I financed or whatever. I assisted her, okay, behind the scene, but she took it to some level. And afterwards, my son and daughter also joined that. Okay, they made it very big afterwards. Bounds and all that, only their creativity. And by the time I was in the oil rig and this and that and doing that medical transcription and all that. Now in between, I was doing something. Then I had to join this one. I joined the beauty our company as a finance director. Now I am there looking after the finance and
Now, what is the biggest and the best in South India? One of the best and biggest in South India today.
Biggest in South India, what you call owned by a family. There are other which is given as a what you call, they give it a franchise and all that. No, we didn't want to give franchise because quality will suffer. This is any bounds you go, it will be same, and everybody wants to. And during this pandemic, we got a lot of clients coming from other used to go to the other beauty salons. They are all with us. Now we should be happy to say that we are back in what you call pre-COVID time revenue. Thank God for that. So we are okay.
People have become more conscious of beauty and they're wanting to go out. After 3 years of dull life, people are opening up. That must be your business, must be doing that.
They used to come to us because
what is the state of the beauty industry in India? Is it growing very fast?
Absolutely growing fast. Everybody is conscious about the beauty now. Before and only ladies used to go for beauty. That's why Kanya was a lady salon. Lady salon means only lady to lady. And for men, we had only what you call
barber shops.
Barber shops. Then they call it salon and all that. But only barber shop used to get. 5-star hotel will have barber shop only in a different. But then what you call Vikram and all started. My son started all. Bounce is actually unisex salon.
The spa culture, Thailand and Sri Lanka and all that. But do they also mix it up with Ayurveda treatments like that?
No. We tried with Ayurveda, but Ayurveda, what happened? People don't have the. If it is the therapeutics, it's okay. But if you want to have a knee pain or something for Ayurveda, is good. This one is coming for relaxation. After relaxation, Ayurveda oil smells. Whatever you can, it takes about 1 or 2 days to take out the smell. These people want after this oil, basically the spa oil is very nice. That flavor, everything is very good. So those people can even go to the office after doing a spa one. That's why everybody's like to have this, like a Thai type of massage, Thailand and so. And we had about 40 people from Thailand and Sri Lanka once now.
Yeah, they
But
are
now
more
we are very,
attuned to,
huh?
they are more attuned to this beauty business, Sri Lanka, Thailand, etc.
Yeah, very good. Even Sri Lankan Sinhalese, very good for haircutting. Fantastic.
So it's a very good business that you have found, and I'm sure you're as comfortable now as it used to be with the ships and machinery. So very good. Thank you very much for spending for you. For
Thank
business,
you,
I
Charan.
always say time is money. So you have sacrificed a little bit of money in the process of being with me today. So thank you very much. It is exciting to hear.
Absolutely, it is my pleasure, Jada. I've been
Yeah,
watching it and
it's a world which we don't know about, and I'm sure the viewers will enjoy it. The kind of experience you have, and that you enjoyed it, and you are not even when you are talking about the troubles and tribulations. It is with joy that you are remembered. So that's a great thing. Our attitude to life is very important. So all the very best. Thank you, and
thank
I hope
you.
you to Trivandrum very soon, and we'll have
Of
a.
course, thank you very much, Jada, and take care. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you very much, Mohan. Bye bye.